Mama.
Exactly!
I played it safe. I was hoping for a change. I didn't want to seem like a supremacist or confused. I just went right down in the middle. Because in my day, you had Pokemon Blue or Red, but you actually had Pokemon Black or White because those were the only colors the Game Boy could do.
Oh!
And you were grateful for it. What they came out with now, I'm amazed with. The Japanese came out with the Poke Walker, which is, it looks like a Pokeball, but you strap it to your waist. And what it does is it keeps track of all your walking, and it uses that to level up your little Pokemon, like your little Tamagotchi, little digital friend that you have around your waist. So the Japanese have this great idea to take an addictive video game and make it physically active. That's the height of video game engineering right there. The height of American engineering was taking the Pokewalker and duct taping them to ceiling fans and Little League soccer players. We are Americans. We have a bacon and cheese sandwich between two fried chicken breasts. Nice try, Japan. You can't make us thin.
Oh!
I'm blown away that like video games are now active. The Wii, the PS3, the Kinect, you are now dancing and you're getting thin playing video games, which defeats the whole purpose of playing video games. Like, they're social events for the whole families. I see them in retirement homes and I'm like, no, you guys should be yelling at me for having video games. Why are you better at Wii bowling than I am? Because in the old days, I prayed for a Sega Genesis, so I wouldn't have to interact with my family on Christmas Eve. You open it up, I am so happy, angels are singing. All right, now put on pants because Grandma's coming over for dinner. Good for her, Sonic the Hedgehog and I got a date in the Marble Zone. I'm not leaving the basement for this one. Yeah, it's basically every video game you've ever played looks like this from your TV's perspective. Evolved to do. And that's why I'm a bad babysitter.
Oh!
So I make an awesome GM. But I mainly do a lot of conventions, and especially like an anime or a video game convention. It's basically a weekend of a couple thousand people trying to convince the other couple thousand people that they're famous. You probably haven't heard of me because you don't live in my bedroom.
Oh.
But everyone's ready to just show off their fame. You know, I have a blog. I write fanfics. I make buttons. I make an abridged series. What do you make at conventions? Money.
Oh.
I've been traveling around a lot, as always. It's part of the stand-up comedian thing, and this is the closest I get to talking about traveling. Y'all are too old for me to make the Totoro cat bus joke anymore. So I'm going to talk about my time in the city of Pittsburgh, the Steel City. I love going to Pittsburgh mainly because I start laughing as soon as you get off the plane, because in Pittsburgh, they have 3 statues that welcome you in the Pittsburgh International Airport. They have a statue of a young 20-something George Washington, because he started his illustrious military career with a battle just outside Pittsburgh. They have the great Franco, who still has one of the greatest catches in NFL history. So you have a President Steeler. But as soon as you go down, there's a full replica of the skeleton of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Because there's like a dinosaur museum somewhere in Pittsburgh. I don't know, but you've got a president, a Steeler, and a dinosaur. And if that's not a lineup for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I don't know what is. This is why I was so excited. When Disney bought Marvel last year, we were all terrified. Like, Disney was just going to walk into Marvel Comics and ruin everything. Like, the Punisher can no longer use guns. He has to use, like, Nerf. But that's not a bad thing, because Disney also partly owns my favorite game, Kingdom Hearts, one of the favorite franchises. So if Disney owns Marvel, they can pull that in so that your party in Kingdom Hearts 3 can be Sora, Wolverine, and Deadpool. Now they've made the game good. Oh, Deadpool. Deadpool wanders around Marvel Comics the way that Bill Murray walks through the Ghostbusters movies, basically. Not gonna lie.
What if an RV?
And I do love that the fact that everyone is around. They've got the parasol. I hope you enjoy the Ichi para dancing. There's a lot of fun that you have in Japan. We've got the parasols. We've also got the maids wandering around, and that's part of another subculture in Japan is the loli. The loli is adorable. It's everywhere in anime right now, with the Hitalias, with the Black Butlers. Basically, everything you watch in Japan now has something you can't tell if it's 13, but you still don't want to put your hands on it. And it's dressed like a cupcake fashion show, basically. Like it's raiding Strawberry Shortcake's entire wardrobe. But it gives way to the yaoi fangirls, to the fangirls. Google it, Wikipedia it. If your parents ask, you found it on 4chan. But it's weird. Like, I didn't have the young screaming fangirls running around the conventions back in my day. Back in my day, the big anime of the time was Dragon Ball Z, the single manliest show ever. You can't tell me there is anything remotely homosexual about Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z is about a bunch of muscly, oiled up, shirtless guys ripping off their shirts and glowing pink and glowing yellow and playing volleyball with blue balls and flying around fisting one another and putting on matching earrings because their 15-year-old sons were fusing together and experiment.
Oh. This guy's good.
Also, ball is in the title. Well, take that, childhood. I hope you enjoyed that.
Oh.
So I follow a bunch of fictitious characters on Twitter. It's time to do some more updated, some brand new anime Twitter feeds. So those of you fans of Black Butler, both of you. Sebastian from Twitter is excited to learn how to work the sport because now he can stab and scoop. Any of you are fans of One Piece? One of my favorite characters on that, Chopper, is currently battling Santa Claus. Donald Duck is currently... I'm really surprised he was able to spell that out.
Oh.
Google AutoCheck didn't stop that at all. Dr. Horrible's currently moved off Broadway with a flamethrower. I was following Rukia from Bleach, but she got kidnapped again. For you Hitalia cosplayers, Germany is currently invading Poland from behind.
Oh! Oh!
The Netherlands is watching that from above, and Italy is watching that from below.
Oh!
This is the best birthday ever. The situation is currently grating cheese on his abs. I gotta admit, I was very surprised following the situation on Twitter. I didn't know he was literate. None of us were. But again, you know what? Since I have no concept of transitions, back to Pittsburgh. Right as soon as you leave the Pittsburgh International Airport, there are two signs, two ways you can take the highway. One sign says towards Pittsburgh, and another says toward a town called Moon. M-O-O-N. So if you go wrong way, one way, go into space. I rather think that's interesting, because if you go the wrong way on the highway, you go into a barren wasteland that can't support human life. And on the other option, you've got the moon. I say that because I have too many friends and family out there.
Oh.
There we go. That's off now. Another big thing that we have in anime, big fan of those, are the giant robots. Always wondered about the giant robots is the giant robots are basically powered by teenagers screaming at them. I've always wondered, like, what OS system are they running under? To me, I always thought that Voltron would run under Mac. Because Voltron is made of 5 colored lines that are exactly the same colored line. You get the exact same thing every time. But they're just different colors. It's the only thing that you get to swap out. Also, like a Mac, Voltron does not work well with anything else. You put another giant robot in front of Voltron, Voltron will destroy it. His job is to simply eliminate the competition. Like a Mac, you put anything else inside of a Mac, it will burn you. It will burn the CD with actual fire. The Gundams, one of my favorite franchises, the Gundams, I always thought they ran Linux because they work. Other favorite robot, of course, Gurren Lagann. One of my absolute favorites. There you go. Everyone else over 30 is staring, wah, 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 wah. But he looks so nice in a tie. I hope he talks about Betamax and the Atari.
Yeah.
So I was driving my wheel buggy the other day with my rickshaw. No. Gurren Lagann is one of my favorite shows. It's about robots drilling other robots. With drills. It's like the dentist of all giant robots. But Gurren Lagann is fantastic. Whenever they come across a new foe, they simply make more drills. If something is drill-proof, they make a bigger drill. If it can't be hit by a drill, they They make more drills. It's the ultimate male mentality. It's like when you call someone and you get voicemail, so what do you instantly do? You try calling them again. It's like in the old days when the TV didn't work, you hit it until it did work. You can't do that with TVs nowadays. You can just throw the Wiimote through it, crack it, you buy a new TV, problem solved.